this company with all this knowledge, and you have to talk to a customer who's sitting in America, in Washington or New York, and the customer says, I want to know the design you have made for my product, and you give the design on the telephone. You have the knowledge, but the customer says, I'm sorry, can you repeat that please? Can you repeat that please? And your boss is going to say, all right, you stand aside and get somebody else to do the job. So the problem is, madam, is not knowledge. Problem is the So this is what we are going to do today. I'm going to give you some guidelines on how to go forward and how to become as good as any student from Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai, Bangalore, doesn't matter. You don't worry about Kakinada. You worry about yourself. You can be as good as anybody if you want to be. Do you want to be?
Yes, sir.
It's up to you. I'm only a facilitator. I'm only here to help you. Ultimately, you have to know. So let's get back to that story. Alright, so Azim Premji, he said, when we recruit people, they come in with a lot of knowledge. But the problem is management. So what should we do? So we will do a program for all colleges where the teachers, while they are taking the engineering class, they will also teach the other things like communication, like confidence, like creativity. So this whole program was called Mission Fairness. And I think I did about 95 programs all over the country. We were teaching your faculty on how to teach. How to teach what? Not engineering. How to deal with the student. How to build the student's confidence. How to build the student's communication. How to build the student's teamwork. Because you have to also get into teamwork. So I went to Aurangabad for one of the programs. And the story comes from Aurangabad. It is about a young girl like you who joined an engineering college in Aurangabad many years ago, 15, 16, 17 years ago. Her father was a farmer. Her mother was a housewife. They were a poor family. They didn't have much money. Sometimes there was no ration. There was no food on the table because they had a problem. Because the farmer sacrificed everything for the daughter's education. Sometimes they went without having a meal for the daughter's education to pay the fees. Because the one thing that farmer said is, I will always pay the fee on time. Even if it means that there is no food on the table. And he spoke to the mother and said, do you agree? She said, yes, the most important thing is your education. Now we know that engineering college fees are not cheap. Are they cheap? No. They're quite high. They're quite high. So this farmer and his wife sacrificed everything. They didn't buy new clothes. She wanted a television to watch the serial. He said no television until she graduates. She said okay. They sacrificed everything. And she worked hard. And when the campus interview happened after her graduation, she got a very good job. But the job was in Pune. So when she went home, she said, good news to her parents, and they said, very well done, congratulations, you've got a job. And then she said, but I have to go to Pune. They said, Pune, how will we live without you? You're going to Pune. So the daughter told the parents that you have sacrificed 4 years for my education. You can sacrifice this. Pune is not so far. It's only 6 hours away from Aurangabad. So she went off to Pune and joined her. And she started getting a salary. And she started sending little bits of money to her parents to help them. Every month she sent money. Their life became better. There was no shortage of food. They were happier, and within 6 months the mother bought a small TV because the daughter was sending money. After about 10 years, 10 or 12 years, and every year she used to come home. You get annual leave when you're working in a company. It's like a vacation. You get 30 days earned paid leave after 1 year's work. She used to come home. This time, talking about 10 or 12 years later when she came home, and it was her father's birthday 2 days after that. So she said, I'm taking you all with me to Pune. We will celebrate our father's birthday in Pune. So the parents said, Pune, but we don't know anybody. Where will we live? So she said, you live with me. The company has given me an apartment after 10 years of service. So they said, okay, they were very happy. I was from a farmer's family who didn't have money for food. Suddenly the daughters got an apartment in Pune. They said that there must be some God who's smiling on us. So she took them to Pune. On the day of his birthday, she said, I want to show you something. And he was so she took them to the second floor to another apartment. They stood outside the apartment, the door was closed, it was a 2-bedroom apartment. And from her bag she took out a key to the apartment. And she gave it to her father and said, this is for your birthday. She bought them and the father said, how did you get the money? Surely you cannot buy an apartment on your salary. She said, no. The company gave me a loan. It is called a housing loan. You can get a housing loan, you can get a car loan, you can get a furniture. She bought her parents a flat. Do you want to do that? You can. I can guarantee you can if you want. But you have to start working. And you have to start working from when? From?
No.
There is no law. You cannot start developing in the fall. You cannot start developing your skills 5 days before your placement. It's too late. And that is why your chairman, Vishnu, he got a lot of vision, far-sighted man. I've been doing programs in flight, I think, for the last 10 or 12 years. So we had a meeting with him, and he said, and those days we used to do interviewing students for 4th-year students just before placement. But we decided in the meeting, and your chairman decided, we must start the program in the
First year.
So for 4 years, if you start doing some of these things that we are going to talk about today, what will happen after 4 years when you go to that interview? You will go with 100%. You will not go with your head down like this. Please, sir, I'm sorry, sir. What I'm sorry, sir? You look straight in the eye of the interviewer and say, my name is Pradeep. I've covered the interviews. They say, wow. This is some of the things that we want to talk about. You know, the Aurangabad story is not the only example. There is another example, many examples of how engineering college student who then got a job after 5 years went home to his village, and it was his sister's wedding. His sister was getting married, they had organized a wedding. And the mother was going to sell her jewelry, yes, bangles. Pawn, not sell, but pawn means you take a loan. And the people, the money lenders, they charge a lot of interest. And the son said, you don't have to do it. So she said, but I have to, it's your sister's wedding, and we have to buy all that, whatever. So he said, but I will take it. He took a wedding, he took a personal loan. Because he did a good job. If you're doing a good job, you're with a good company, not just salary, you get loan, you get a lot of things. Your whole life changes, your parents' life changes. So I want to open this whole thing is. And therefore, to me, the happiest thing will be 4 years later if I hear that you did not got a job. Somebody will call me from here, maybe Ramakrishna, and say, Pradeep said, sir, so and so got a job. And I say, yeah, I want you to get it. Okay, so what is it that we have to do? I keep referring to the notes because at my age, my memory fails. Now, are you ready to start the program?
Yes, sir.
Listen very carefully. I'm going to give you a model on that board. This will give you a picture of what you have to do and why. Are you ready? Alright. I hope you can see the board. On this side, I'm going to put a word called domain. What is domain?
Space, personal space.
Loudly, sir?
Personal space.
Sorry?
Personal space.
Personal space. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I'm looking at it differently. Yes, you are right. Okay, so what is your personal space in this college? What is the subject you're doing? What is the subject?
Yeah.
Yes, that's your subject. That is your domain. It is called specialization. What is the specialization? In your case it is AI. Thank you. Listen, listen. Madam, what are you? Cyber? Cyber? What is the full thing? Cyber?
Cyber.
So can I just put short form C?
Yes.
So you people talking about what? Yes? Cyber science?
Cyber security.
Come and write. Do that. I can't do it. Students, you are going to be a manager tomorrow, right? So think of yourself as an executive, as a manager, not gender, female gender from Kakinada. I must be in Parda. I'm a girl. Forget all that. Forget all that. You want to win the interview. You want to win the group discussion. You want to take that job. You have to come up over here and say, sir, I will write. You have to change right now. So you have to start thinking from now. Give me some more. Anybody else? Yeah, what? Tell me. AI? Come. I like that confidence. Look at the way she's walking up. She's not scared. Go. Right over there. Okay, that is artificial
Intelligence, data science.
and data science. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to put some more over here. Okay. I'm going to put software development. I'm going to put mechanical engineering. I'm going to put finance management, finance, accounts. These are
Domain.
specialization. Can I do artificial intelligence? No. Can I do data science?
No.
No. I can't. Because I'm not a specialist. I can't do it. So these are your specializations of the day. Left side of the column. Now let's look at the right side of the column. Here I'm going to put another word which is management. And we will now fill this column. Any idea what we can put in management? Very nice. Communication? Okay, let's put communication. Yeah, I'll come to you in one moment, madam. Communication it is not a domain skill. Everybody needs
Communication.
This person may not need this thing. This person may not need this. But everybody needs
Communication.
You said another
Time.
time?
We have to manage the time.
Time
Management.
Okay, good. Time management. What kind of skills are these?
Management.
So I'm putting time management. Very good. I will give you a very nice model on time management later on. Anything else I can put here?
Practice.
Loudly?
Practice.
No, you have to be little
Practice.
Practice.
I mean, we should work on it.
You have to what?
If you want to learn
Don't be scared. Don't be
if
scared.
you want to learn those things, first you have to practice and
Practice. Okay, but that is a development issue. Thank you very much. It's a very, very good idea. I will put something else over here that is important, and that is
Confidence.
confidence. Organizations want people who are confident. Remember, there are 3 kinds of questions that will come in the interview. How many kinds? 3 kinds. One is your domain. Questions on your subject, like you do in your examination. The second, they will check your how will they check it? They will ask you a Tell me, in the world today, the number of organizations who are using artificial intelligence, what has been the increased percentage in the last 5 years? Nobody knows. So what will you say? The question is, how will you say it? Are you going to put your head down and start crying?
No.
No. What will you do? You will look at the interview and say, I'm sorry, sir, I don't. Then the interview will put more pressure. No? Are you going to collapse? You're going to continue looking, I'm very sorry, sir, but I don't. See that? Straightforward. Then you say, don't you think you should know? Yes. I should. So what are you going to do about it? Just like go out of the interview, I'll go into a search engine, Google and I will check the details. Now when you finish and go out of the interview room, you will think that I have done a very bad job. But you know what the interviewer will say? This person is what? So the second kind of question is on checking your how do you take pressure. Because work is pressure. When you're working, it is pressure. Okay, so they want to check. So one kind of question is moving, second is on pressure. Third one will come later. Please remind me why. We'll come to that later. So management skill, whether you're doing AI, whether you're doing data science, whether you're doing mechanical engineering or civil engineering or financing, these are specializations, but it doesn't matter what you're doing, you still have to be very good at
Communications. Time management. Confidence.
I'm going to put another one over here. This is called people management. How to deal with people. Incorporated is called interpersonal skills. How do I deal with it? Very important for teachers to have interpersonal skills. I'll come to that later when we get into the teaching mode. Now the most important one. Oh yeah, one more. Let me put one more. This is what am I writing? Creativity. What is creativity? What is the outcome of creativity? The outcome of creativity is innovation. Right? Every company will look for that. They will look for innovation from you. So you have to go beyond yourself. Finding something or solving a problem for a client, you work with a team and you have to innovate. You have to do something different. You know, talking about innovation, something different. I come from a different generation from you. I think you be my grandson. You like my granddaughter. When I was growing up, there was no ATM. We went to the bank with a check. You know check? Checkbook. They stood in the queue and we got a token. And when your time came, you gave the token, we got cash. And today, now I think, supposing I told my grandmother that, you know, grandmother, today you can take out money any time of the night from almost anywhere, even on a Sunday and on a holiday. And she will say, how? Sundays banks are closed. At night the banks are closed. So I tell her, no, you can take it off out of a kiosk on the road, put in a card. She say, Pradeep has gone mad. How can you take out money without money? The greatest innovation in my time has been the ATM. Earlier, if you wanted money on Sunday, no bank. After 4 o'clock, no cash delivery. Saturday after 2 o'clock, no cash delivery. At night, no cash. Today, any time if you have a balance. And that is what? What do you call it? It is somebody in the bank must have done some what kind of thinking? Creative thinking. And what was the outcome and the result of that thinking?
Innovation.
Now have a look at these things. The last one more, the most important one I have not put in. Actually, whoever said time management, well done, absolutely right. I was going to put something else, but I'm putting time management. The most important one, let me put that here, is what is this skill?
Planning.
Planning is the most important thing. And when you are even at home, you plan, isn't it? You're planning your kitchen rations. What happened during COVID? You plan how much rice you buy, how much dal you buy, because the shops may be closed. There's curfew. The shops are only open in the morning or evening because of COVID. So planning, communication,
Time management.
confidence, people management, creativity, innovation. Look at the two sides of the coin. Now what's happening here in college, most engineering colleges, our concentration is over here. When you join an organization, this is not the problem, sir, madam. This is not the problem. You know this. The problem. Are you clear so far?
Sir.
Absolutely clear? Can I go forward?
Yes, sir.
Now, before I go forward, I want you to know that We are all learning together. I'm part of you. I'm not a teacher. And therefore, the one thing I want you to take out of your mind is fear. You know fear? What is the Telugu word for fear?
Bayam.
If you make a mistake, there's nothing wrong with the mistake. Because if you don't make a mistake, how will you learn? Some of the biggest lessons that I've learned in my life is when I made a mistake. A mistake must never be punished. It must be corrected. It must be developed. Yes, bad behavior, indiscipline, different issue. Bad behavior, indiscipline, crime, criminal needs to be punished. But not a mistake. A mistake is not a crime. And I want to now give you another story before we go forward. The story comes from a writer called Stephen Covey. He's a man who wrote a book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I will suggest you read this. Sometime when you can get it, I'll give you the names at the end of the show. If you remind me at the end of the session of all the books that you should read. He says, he gives us 2 little stories, scenarios. I'm going to present that. The first story, there's a 6-year-old boy. He's having breakfast with his parents. After breakfast, the father will go to office and the boy will go to school. The school bus will come and take him to school. While having breakfast, the boy picks up a cup of coffee and his hand shakes and it drops on the father's shirt. And his white shirt becomes dirty. So the father becomes very angry. He shouts at the boy. He says, "See what you've done? Can't you be more careful? You ruined my shirt. Now I have to go and change my shirt." And maybe gives him a slap. So he goes into the room to change his shirt. How is the boy feeling? Good or bad? Can he eat his breakfast?
No.
He's sitting over there. And the mother is telling the boy, "Don't cry, don't worry. Finish your breakfast, otherwise you'll miss your
Bus.
Father listens to what the mother is saying from his room, and from the room he shouts, "If you miss your bus, see what I do. देखो मैं क्या करता हूँ कि you better not miss your bus." So is the boy feeling better or worse? Worse. He's almost collapsed. Anyway, the father comes out of the room. Now he has to drop the boy to school because the bus is gone. So he takes the boy in the car. Is the father in a good mood or bad mood? Bad mood. What does he tell the boy? All because of
You.
All because of you.
You.
I have to go to a different direction. I will be late for my meeting. All because of
You.
How's the boy feeling? Fresh. Can he go to school and learn?
No.
So it is a very bad morning for the father and the son. Second story. This is story number. Second story. 6-year-old boy having breakfast with the parents. Father will go to office, son will go to school. The boy picks up a cup of coffee and drops it on the father's shirt.
Shit.
So the father gets up and goes to the boy and takes his hand and takes the cup and says, "Okay, now let me teach you." He's learned the skill. He's learned how to. He's learned the skill. To change his shirt, he comes. Exactly. The outcome was different. And in the second story, it was positive. Exactly. Now tell me what was the difference?
Communication skills.
Whose communication?
Fathers.
Okay, please. Father's communication. Now, just remember this story. I have to give you one model to explain this story to you. There's a writer called, I'll come back to the story, it's not over. But I have to give you this model before we move forward. There's a writer called Benjamin Bloom. Nehru brought him to India after independence to structure our education system, which he did. Then when he went back, he did a lot of work on education. And he created a model called the KSA model, which I'm going to give you. It's also a very good lesson for you, long-term lesson. I'm putting it over here. KSA. He says there are 3 things that you have to look after. And I'll come back to the story in one moment. This is relevant. 1, K is for knowledge. you have to have knowledge of, you have to. Yeah. Now, in knowledge, the important thing is, we know that anything that is technical becomes outdated, right or wrong? It becomes outdated or not? This mobile phone is outdated. If I buy a new mobile phone today, tomorrow it will be outdated. This air conditioning is outdated. Everything can't be of people. So what is the knowledge means? You must keep updating your knowledge. So you're never outdated. You're on time. If you went in for a debate on your subject with another engineering college in Kakinada, and what should your knowledge be? Should it be equal to them, above them, or below them? Never below them. But if you are outdated and they have outdated themselves, you will be below them. And you will also have a problem when you go to the interview, because they will also interview people from other colleges. And they'll say, my God, the guys college are outdated. They don't know. So, important, what is number one? Knowledge and the updation of knowledge. And don't rely on the college to update it, because you must update it yourself. You have to take responsibility for your learning. Updated knowledge. Number two, he says, important for you is one is knowledge, two is, and I'm giving you another word over here, skill. Knowledge and skill. What is the difference between knowledge and skill? You know, we say, so it has a lot of knowledge but not enough
Skills.
Yes?
Practical knowledge.
Yes. I like your answer very much. Practical knowledge. Anybody else? In there? Don't be scared to speak. You must speak.
Knowledge means we have an idea how to do that,
Okay.
but skill means we may have an idea to how to implement our.
How to implement it? Knowledge is what I know. Skill is what I can do. So I may have knowledge. How many of you are cricket fans? All of you are cricket fans. Okay. So you may have the knowledge of how to bowl an off spin, but you may not have the skill to actually do it. That will put you in the Indian team. Your knowledge may be equal to the Indian team bowler, how to bowl an off spin. But skill is converting the knowledge into application. Now, when you are in Kiet college or any college, you are dealing mainly with. When you join the corporate, you have to convert this into skills. And that's what we're going to do today. What are the things we're going to do? So, what is Benjamin Bloom saying? The three important things, what are the first two? Knowledge. What you know, skills, what you can do. And the third one he talks about, I'll come back to the story in a moment. Third one is
Attitude.
very good. How did you get that? Very good. Well done. Attitude. So if knowledge is what I know, skill is what I can do, attitude is who I am. And the problem with the father in that story, the first story, was the question of attitude. His attitude, and this is one of the problems that all of us face with our parents, even with our teachers. I don't like to say it, but I have to say, where parents, a lot of middle class parents go into the punishment mode when a child makes a mistake. And that is not right. And I think that when you all grow up and become parents, you must know this, that a mistake is not to be punished. It is to be developed and corrected. Like I said, crime is another. Okay, so I'm just going to rub this out. And I'm going to keep this on the board, because throughout the day, what we do, we are going to take a check with all this. This is what we're going to learn today. Some of it, not all of it. 1 day is not enough, 5 hours is not enough. But in 5 hours, we will do whatever we can. Now, the third model I want to give you is on. There was a research done some time back which showed one of the problems with Indian managers is that we lack confidence. We don't lack skill. We don't lack intelligence. We lack that. India is changing a lot. You people are maybe different, but certainly when I was growing up, what we lacked was not intelligence, but confidence. You know, that personality. Now, why does this happen is very important for us to understand it so we can make the correction. There are two reasons why Indians generally don't have the same kind of aggression like an American or an Australian. American and an Australian, they look into your eyes and they talk. We tend to go down, especially when there is authority in front, like lecturers, parents. You don't have to do that. When you're talking to me, you can disagree with me. Please, you must disagree. If I'm saying something you don't agree with, there's no harm in saying, Pradeep said, sir, I'm sorry, I don't agree. So, what's wrong? Yes, if you're rude, that's another matter. If you give me a kali, you know, the business. You can turn around to your father and say, I'm sorry, father. If your favorite game is cricket, and I, as a teacher or father, say, football is better, will you accept it? No. Why should you accept it? You must look at me and say, I'm sorry, sir. I respect your view, but now, in an interview, if you don't do this, they say, how will this person deal with the customer? Or with competition? Okay, this is why your confidence is important. Now, there are two reasons why this happens in India, for Indians. One is, those of you who know Indian history, you will know that India has been invaded and we have been ruled for over 1,000 years, till 1947. We have been ruled by the Afghans, the Turks, they came as invaders, Uzbeks, Persians, yeah? And then the British India, only 1947. So what has happened, genetically, we have become a little like this, because we've always done Ji Huzuri. Ji Huzuri means yes sir. Yes sir, yes sir. Ji Huzuri. That is one. The second reason is the domestic reason. You know, our parents, middle class India, we are all middle class, I'm also middle class, like you. Middle class India, the parent has always been very dictatorial. The father, the elder brother, the uncle. They say, sit down, you sit down. Stand up, you stand up. Look left, you look left. Look right, you look right. Don't speak in front of elders. What do you mean don't speak in front of elders? What's wrong? Yes, if you speak rubbish, then don't speak. But if you're talking sense, why should you not speak? What is this? Don't speak in front of elders, go to your room. So what happens? We, from the time we grow up, we are taking orders and instructions. We are told not to think. Mat bolo, mat socho. Go to your room. The same thing happens in school, the same thing happens in college. We become so used to bowing down to authority, we think that even walking is a problem in a certain way. I don't blame you. What's your name? Varshi. Okay. I don't blame her. Do you see how she hesitated in coming to right now? I don't, it's not your fault. Because she's been oriented like that. She's telling herself, I'm a girl, I'm from Kakinada, I should just keep quiet and do nothing. That's why I said, come on, nothing is happening. So one is because of the history, and the other is because of the way we grow up. But we need to make that change. Because now we are going into the corporate world, you have to forget the past and you have to concentrate on the future. You have to do it. Because you may have all the knowledge in the world, but if you're not going to talk about it, if you're not going to communicate it, it's not going to work. You're going to start changing today. Now, as far as especially the girls, because in India the girls have had a worse time than the men. You've been dabao, you've been pressed like this. You come out with this. What I'm saying to you is now, from today, when you're walking on the campus, you guide, you walk straight up with your hair. You walk proudly. You tell yourself, I'm not technocrat. I'm learning this subject. They're not easy to learn. You're learning the subject the same as the boys, no different. Some of you are doing better. So you walk straight. You walk straight, you don't put your head down to anything except people knowledge. Because if you can do this, and you can do it, next 4 years, when you walk into the meeting or an interview, the moment you walk in, they will say, wow, look at that body language. Here is a confident person who's coming. But if you want to walk out like down like this, there's all the negative marking has already started before the first question. They'll ask you the question, what did she do? She will not be able to work. Okay, so this is the two reasons why The confidence part has been a problem. The communication part has been a problem because we speak in a mother tongue. And I will come to you on the communication much later at the end of the program today, or how to improve that communication. I will give you some exercises. It's up to you whether you want to do it, how much you want to do it, but I think you should do it because it will help you. Okay, so now once again, before I close this, I want you to take a look at this. This is what you have to develop. Other than this is a different issue. This is not what I am talking about. This will be taken care of by your syllabus and your lectures. But this is what you have to do. Are you clear so far? Okay, can I go to the next part of the model? What I'm doing is I'm only giving you a background. Before I go to the next one, now I'm coming closer to the agenda for today. We have to change. You have to make a change. Because if you don't change, the world will continue to change, and if the world moves forward and you remain in one place, you will actually go backwards. You have to, and the main change you have to make in your personality. Be proud of what you are. Come and introduce yourself to me. What's your name, sir? Sai? Sai? Have I got that right? Sai? Sai, you must come up to me and say, hello, sir. You're Pradeep, sir? I say, yes. You come from Hyderabad. Don't wait for me to say hello, sir. Come up. Come up. This is your head up. This is Mr. Pradeep, sir. I am doing your program today. Thank you very much, sir. I'm looking forward to it. Are you from Hyderabad? Yes, I am from Hyderabad. In the 10 seconds doesn't matter. This guy got confidence. So you have to take the initiative and go get out of your shed. So that you can become like that. The Aurangabad person that I was talking about, after working for 15 years or 16 years with the company, he decided to change her mind and decided to teach. And she left the organization and started teaching in his engineering college in Aurangabad, where she was actually a student. And I met her when I went there for this Mission 10X program when I was working in the factory. She was like you, she was a participant in the training room. And one exercise we had was make a presentation, tell us about an interesting incident in your life that you're very proud of, you're happy. So people came up and started talking about themselves, I did this and that. And when she told this story, everybody was quiet. At the end of it, when she finished, her name is Rama Tripathi. She became a senior lecturer in the organization. So I said, Rama, is this true? And then I looked at the other faculty members and they were sitting. It's a story of caste. And her background was exactly the same. Only difference was, you speak Telugu, she spoke Marathi. That was the only difference. But what I'm telling you, if she can do it, it all depends on you. Okay, now then we come to the real program. I thought I would give you a background. The program is called TTL, right? Teach. Why are we doing this? And what has Teach to learn? And what has it got to do with all that? This is by the way, this is your chairman's vision. This is your visual vision. Teach to learn. Why did you make it? And how is this related to that child? Okay, let me ask the question in a different way. A great teacher who comes into class, what qualities should he have, he or she have? Look at that side. A great teacher should or should not be good at? Yes or no? Session plan. What am I going to do in class today? It's a 60-minute class. I have the knowledge, but how do I structure it? This is what we will be doing today. What is structure? What do I do in the first 5 minutes? I'll introduce the topic. Next 2 minutes, I will tell the students why the topic is important. Right? Now I have done the introduction. Then I will take a lecture for 15 minutes. And then maybe I will play a game with the students. Either a role play or demonstration or quiz. so that students are interested. You know, 120 students in class, am I right, roughly?
Yes, sir.
Right? Backbenchers, so far away. Do you think that for 60 minutes, a teacher can get the attention of the 120 students? Impossible. It is not possible. You know, statistics says that the average attention span of a person is 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, the attention starts to
No.
go down unless the teacher can speak with power and keep the interest going. Right? So, if the teacher is able to be creative, he will not spend 60 minutes giving a boring lecture. He'll go to sleep. After 10 or 15 minutes, either he get participation, get students to participate, tell a student, listen, this particular model, you know how to do it? Yes, yes, come in. I'll give the teaching responsibility to a student for 10 minutes. He comes, he feels good about it, he does the teaching. I've got participation. Maybe I'll ask a question. Maybe to revise, I'll do a quiz. I'll generate 6-10 questions on whatever, data science, or whichever subject, and I'll put the class into 2 bits, and I will ask a question and give points. What have you done? You moved out of lecture into a game, getting the student's attention back. Okay, that's all part of planning. So you agree that a teacher must be good at communication, yes or no?
Yes,
That's basic. Basic. And communication not only, giving you the topic from 0 second to 0 minute to 60 minutes, but talking in a way that creates excitement in the class. That's communication. So a teacher has to be a good communicator. Does the teacher have to have time management skills? Yes, has to have time management skills. I've got 60 minutes. I've got one topic. How can I make this topic come alive? Not dead in a book. How can I make it come alive? So how much time should I give to introduction? How much time to the main lecture? How much maybe I can show a video. Visual for 5 minutes. It will add another variation into your 60-minute class. And this is what you are going to practice today. So we are saying the teacher has to have all these management qualities. Should the teacher be confident or not?
Yes.
Yes. You want a teacher who comes and goes behind the chair and hides over there? No. You want a teacher who is a leader. You want to look up to the teacher and say, I want to be that teacher. So the teacher has to have confidence. Now the most very important, does the teacher have to have relationship with the student. You cannot have, and I'm sure that in fact you got wonderful teachers. You don't want a teacher who, like that father to the son who dropped that coffee, started to beat him or shout at him. It doesn't work, sir. It doesn't help. There's no point getting angry. You give me one example from history where anger and shouting has solved the problem. No, you will not. There's no point shouting and getting into a temper. It doesn't work. A teacher must have the patience that if you've got a problem, you've not understood the subject, I can come to you and say, Sai, I can see that you have not understood the subject. Do you want to meet me up front for half an hour? Let's talk about it. He said, yes. So after lunch, he talks about it. He said, this is the problem. Now, I may not be able to solve the problem, but at least I'm willing to listen. And not use my? That is called people management. Creativity, how to do a class creatively, is it important? So what we finalized with your kind senior people, Ramakrishna and others, that we will do this TTL program so that when you come up over here and teach, which you're going to do today, and like I said, don't get worried, don't worry about doing a bad job, do a bad job, it doesn't matter, as long as you learn something. When you do, you will be able to display all these things. Today you may do a bad job, but it will give you a wake-up call that this is where I need to improve. The improvement plan is a long-term plan. Nothing will happen today. Today is only the first step. And then you have to take the steps so that in all these parameters you become number 100 out of 100. Because when you go to the interview, like I said, I'm repeating myself, we're going to then also have to look at that also, especially communication and content. The other thing about TPL, teach to learn, is that when you teach a subject, your own learning becomes much deeper. Automatically, you have to teach a topic tomorrow, you have to learn that topic so that you can teach it. They say the best way of learning something is teach it. Teach it. And you become a better learner. Okay, I just wanted to give you this platform before we go into the content 25. Now, I want you to start with giving you an opportunity of opening up your voice, getting used to coming to the stage before you. 4 of you are going through the teachers program. We will decide a little later on. But I want all of you to come over here, introduce yourself to the rest of the group, and don't be scared, and tell the group in English. You do this in English because unfortunately the business language is English. Right? Your interview will be English language.
English.
Your group discussion in English language.
English.
Your confidence when you join the company will be English.
English.
When you talk to a customer, your emails will come in English. You have to write emails in English for whatever you do now. SMS. So you come up over here and you say, my name is whatever. Your name is, my name is Sai, and I'm doing this program today, and this is what I want to learn. Now, I know it's not easy to come and talk in front of people, but remember, no pain, no gain. No gain. So somebody once said, I think Dr. Mohanan, we work together, he's coming tomorrow, he said it's better to sweat in the gym than to bleed in the battlefield. It is better to sweat in the gym and get fit than bleed in the battlefield. Your battlefield is 4 years later when the organizations come here for your recruitment. That's your battlefield. So that is when you're going to bleed and you're going to get that job. Or they'll say, sorry, at this point in time there is no way. See, which is a very polite way of saying we have to take you. You have a choice between these two. So right now we do a bit of sweating. And like I said, if you do a bad job of right now, don't worry. Do a bad job. But as long as we learn from it. Okay? So we're going to start opening up our voice, opening up our body language. I'm going to ask for the volunteer who wants to come first and introduce and talk about what you expect. Let's have a volunteer who wants to come. Okay. Good, I don't do that. Don't be scared. I want you to talk with full confidence and I want you to raise your voice when you talk. Don't talk voice. Okay, be proud of yourself, of who you are, proud of your family, and tell yourself, I am the best. I want full guts coming into you.
Hi everyone, good morning to all. My name is Kakinada. Okay. Today,
and feel very happy that this has happened is giving you a wake up call. Okay. You can also write it down. If you write down the point that I'm going to say this. Don't be scared. Full confidence.
Hello, Pradeep sir. No. Hi guys, I'm Anand. I'm from KD section. Now from AID branch. First of all, I'm here and happy to be part in Teach to Learn program. I'm very happy and enthusiastic to learn and be part with and to work with Pradeep sir. Thanks for this opportunity. Thank you.
Claps కొట్టండి.
Where is the problem? I don't see the problem. Now remember one thing, somebody once said, are you part of that network,
Yes, sir.
WhatsApp network? There's a WhatsApp network where everybody has...
Yes, sir. Pradeep Sen.
After these 2 days of training, somebody put a...
Opinions in that group, yes, sir.
somebody put a post that saying, we can now do seminars without fear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Without fear. You can now talk without fear. You stay put over here now. How does it matter? Okay. Who wants to come in? I'm very happy. Remember, you're equal to everybody. You're not number 2 to anybody. Now, full problem.
Good morning, sir. Myself Aksha and I'm from cybersecurity. And this is the best opportunity I get even before also. Today I am very happy to hear in this session. Even everyone who have fear and somebody have don't know the way how to improve that in that way. So actually I also have fear, but after hear the session, the sir said that actually this is the way to how to achieve your future and how after 4 years how to settle our future. Sir said one example also, the girl as an example, and inspire so much for that girl, and I will also believe and as the girl I improve the better, what can I achieve and what can I do. So from tomorrow on, from today onwards and now onwards I will improve myself without, and this is one thing also we have done, we have all we can good communication skills. Everyone have fear and etc. Some, and we have to like what we have like first we have no guts to talk. Even so many have fear and even know how to talk, how to behave and etc. So first of all we don't get that fear and we come with a brave and confident. No, all with true. So I am also can do that. So be brave and be confident. Let it be happens and that I will after 4 years I will live my life with very confident, and after sir sessions I will feel very proud. Thank you sir. Thank you for this opportunity. I will improve so much better.
You know, with this kind of material that you have, I'm sure you're very good at your subjects also. With your knowledge of the subject, if you can add that kind of communication, where is the problem? There's no problem. You just have to have belief in yourself. Well done. Okay. Next, come on.
Hello everyone, this is Sam. I don't know about so much knowledge about PPL because I'm hearing about now because I don't have any reasons. But I have some experience about PPL in my class and they are not sir. So many of the students, I'm the leader, I think so. So what the problem is, they don't have about communication skills. They don't know about knowledge. They are very fear to talk before to or tell people like us. They don't know how to share the knowledge with the other people. So they don't come up. So I want to change them. That's why I want to change them.
This is making a very good point. He's saying I want to change it.
Yes, sir.
But sir, if you will allow me, if I have your permission, I want to say something. Which is that if I want to change you, the first person I have to change is
Myself.
First I have to change myself. Because if I can't change myself, then I will not be a good model, role model. I will not be able to give a example. So first I have to change myself. Once I change myself, then I can tell people that I change, you will do it. Because it's a very nice thing you said, I want to change you. You're talking like a leader. Okay, go ahead. Done? Well, अच्छा ठीक है ना no for is like this very otherwise
I am actually backbencher. So many people think backbenchers are lazy fellows or bad fellows. But backbenchers are also having some knowledge and they see the all points on the glass. Don't think bad about the backbenchers. Okay?
what a creative idea. He is talking about backbencher. He is saying,
Because I am backbencher.
because I am a backbencher, but don't think that backbenchers don't know. They also know. You should go to creativity.
Yes, sir.
Different way he has.
Planning.
But planning, creativity, there's no
Confidence.
If you have more confidence, whenever you have an opportunity to talk, you must talk. Put up your hand and say, I will do it. Whenever. Don't be that kind of a backbencher where you are hiding. Backbencher, you put up. Come on, next. See how nicely they are doing. Intelligent person. Which subject are you doing? Introduce yourself.
morning to all. This is Surendra from KD section, KD event, and this is a pleasure to be here and to be a part of this section, and it is pleasure to be interact with Pradeep sir, and it is a great opportunity to me and to learn the skills like confidence planning, people management, and it is very good thing and it is very useful to our future. And if we learn this from here, it is a great step to our future, and it would be a good. And thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. How did you like it? With the elders say, keep quiet, don't talk, go to your room, turn left, turn right. That is, but you have to get out. You're getting out, you've got a good voice, loud voice. And your whole structure was so good, fantastic. Thank you. We learned something new. Come on, somebody from this side, come on, come on, don't be sick. There's nothing. See how your friend, how wonderful she is.
Good morning everyone. I am Soumya from Cyber Security Branch. Firstly, I am very happy to be a part of this Teach to Learn program. I am very happy to meet Pradeep Singh sir. Thank you sir. The skills in management, planning, communication, time management, confidence, everything very useful to us in future. By learning all these things, we can achieve many things in our life and lead our life very happy. Thank you for giving this
Thank you.
opportunity.
Tell me, where is the problem? You spoke well, your English is good, your voice is good, loud, good voice. Where is the problem? Don't go into the shell, madam. Please don't do it. It's for your good, I'm saying. 4 years later, you will be facing an interview panel like that. 3 people from Amazon or Google or Microsoft will be sitting over there asking you questions. 4 years. You only have 4 years. Okay, thank you. Well done.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Pralika from KD section. And sir, thank you so much sir for being a part of PDA. And I am also thankful my CR because I tried to join in that group to interact with Pradeep sir.
You fought with them.
Yes sir, I am tried with him.
Okay.
Because I really like this section, and before 1 month, I'm participating in Mohan sir and Pradeep sir section. On that day, I don't have any opportunity to participate on this stage. And this day, I'm really happy to. Is there any opportunity to participate on this stage or there any interest of others? I don't miss that opportunity. And thank you sir.
Thank you very much. Good voice, loud voice, your English is also fine. From here, you can only improve. Okay, from here, your graph will only go up. It cannot go down because you've got.
So I want to learn.
Before we take the other person, just remember, this is the first step. This is only the first step. First day. First day, the improvement cannot be that much. But it is the first. Development never stops. Okay, so this is, you begin now and as you go forward, you keep developing and keep improving. Your benchmark should be that today if I spoke at this level, where I give myself 4 out of 10 or 5 out of 10, I'm not giving you marks. You give your own marks. So how much do you give yourself for today?
So it's 5 out of
Oh, so she's what's her name?
7 years.
Okay, she says I'm giving myself 5 out of 10. That's your benchmark. Next time when you come and speak, it must be at least 5.5 or 6. Must not go down. You give yourself whatever, and that is your benchmark. I'm not going to give you marks. You give yourself, and you monitor your own progress. So today I spoke like this. Tomorrow it will be better, and day after it will be better. You know the question. We must be better. Better than who? If I say I want to be better than who? Do I want to be better than you? Better than you? Better than you? No. I want to be better than myself of yesterday. Okay, yesterday I had so much knowledge and so much skill. Today I want to have a little example, so I want to be better than myself. Which is why that self-awareness is so important. That this is my level today. And I have a plan where in the next 1 year, my level, you must have that goal. And your goal should be in 4 years' time. I will speak better English than Pradeep said. 4 years' time. So, from now to 4 years,